I'm really proud of our group because, they really, we struggled against their zone. We couldn't get much of a rhythm after playing beautifully in the first half against their man-to-man. But this group all year has been really poised away from our building when there's been a run and the other team takes the lead. We won it tonight with our defense, though. Our D had to win it for us. They shot, I think, 36% from the floor. And I'm really proud of how we dug in, defended, even though we weren't flowing offensively. I think that's where we've matured a lot.
Questions? Again, raise your hand. Let's get the handheld mic to you. Let us know who you are, who you're with. First question to our left.
Coach Tim O'Malley with Irish Illustrated. You mentioned the zone bothering you in the second half. What adjustments can you make when they're getting their hands in the passing lanes and everything that was going right in the first half stalls like that?
Well, you don't want to overcoach it either because then you more paralyze our guys. I thought, D and Jaron did a better job at key times driving gaps. We ball screened the zone a little bit more, and we treated it a little bit more like a man-to-man situation. Now, to open the second half, we had some great looks from three, and we didn't miss a shot in the first half. You make a couple of those, and it loosens up the whole atmosphere. We miss a couple, and now the thing changes, and you're in a dogfight. But driving the gaps and screening, and screening probably more for this guy because he's come so far with his decision-making with the basketball.
Third row.
Chris Hine with the Chicago Tribune. Coach, you guys lost the lead there for a minute in the second half. What was the level of concern in the huddle? Or
you know what?
floor?
Our guy, that's Chris. I mean, that's where I told him that's where I'm really proud of him. The Carolina game on the road, we answered charges. Just last Wednesday, Louisville goes on an 11-0 run. This group has always been really poised. They our leadership's good. Demetrius's voice is fabulous in those timeouts. We just kept coming back to, we're not in a great rhythm offensively. We're going to have to defend to win. So let's just keep guarding. We eventually got some transition stuff because we got stops, and then that gave us some breathing room.
Front row.
J.C. Zumbo, Blue and Gold Illustrated. How much did Steve's three-pointer and then the nice drive by Demetrius just kind of calm things down?
Yeah, those were huge plays. Steve Astoria was on an IV this afternoon. He was sick as a dog. And to do what he did, made a big shot, made big plays, and then guarded McClellan most of the night. Fabulous. And this guy, I thought this guy gave us confidence. He started the game for us confidently, driving, kicking, scoring, going to the hole. And I told him after he made that drive, I said, I should have got it to you more and let you drive it. And I said, my mistake, I'll be better tomorrow night.
Chris Hine again from the Chicago Tribune. Jaron in the locker room said that their zone was kind of a weird zone, something you haven't seen before. What made their zone different from others you've seen? I think,
it's the bodies that are in a zone, when they're long and their open stance bothers you, it's hard. They have some length, and then they have the shot blocker at the rim. And, when he fouled out, we were able to get to the rim a little bit more. So, you get it to the middle. You got the shot blocker back there. They're in passing lanes. It's tricky. It was tricky to play against. And fortunately, he fouled out, and we were able to get to the hole. His drive was huge. And I think that gave us confidence that we could escape.
Questions for Pat and Demetrius?
Looking ahead, guys, David Glenn from the David Glenn Show and ACCSports.com. Looking ahead, you had two totally crazy different games against the team you're playing tomorrow. What do you take away from what you remember about those games as you think about that matchup?
Pat?
It's a great team. We're going to have to play. We're going to have to be on our A game. But we just want to be aggressive, keep doing the things we're doing. We did a great job tonight defensively. We did a great job tonight offensively. We just need to do it more consistently.
Pat?
Yeah, I think, the most important thing for us is staying in attack mode. On our way over here, Demetrius made a great point that, we missed a few open shots and we got a little passive against the zone. When you play against a team as athletic as Miami, you're going to have, some turnovers. The goal is to limit those. And, we just got to stay in attack mode because we could see some zone tomorrow night versus Duke.
In front of us.
Dick Cox with Cox Sports Broadcasting. Mike, you've been a part of the ACC for a long time. What's it mean to you to have your team in the semifinals now?
I told Seth Greenberg coming off the court, I really feel we're in the ACC now. To come out tomorrow night in the semifinals, 3 long-standing founding members of the ACC and us, I feel like we're in it. I'm really proud to come out with my team tomorrow night in this atmosphere and playing against a great program. And you're right, we had two very different games. That had to be the best they played when we saw them in Durham, but they're playing really well now. They're confident now, and we're going to have to attack a zone. I would think they'll pick up, and that's something that they've evolved into, and we're going to have to be good against that. Can we guard? You know, they're really skilled offensively. Can we guard them? That's the next level challenge defensively for us.
Back left.
Steve Wiseman, Durham Herald-Sun. This is for Demetrius and Pat. What impact did that loss in Cameron have on you guys because it was so overwhelming?
Yeah, that loss was something that came out and they bit us. I think it was something that from the jump they had a little bit more energy than we did. But to be honest, I think it's something that's gonna help motivate us moving into tomorrow. Obviously, we had a great game versus them at our home, but when we went down there, they killed us and they really made a statement where most people think that the win we had may have been more of a fluke than anything. So I think we're going to use that as motivation and. We couldn't be happier to get a rematch versus them, and we're going to, have to come out and play our best.
Demetrius?
Like I said before, just a great team. We're going to have to bring our A game. Like Coach said, that's the next step for us defensively, being able to guard a team like that and being able to do it together as five and continue to rebound the way we have been.
I think I got Matt Jones in the starting lineup, didn't I? He went off in Cameron, and he's been starting ever since. What was great to follow up on your question, what I was really proud of this group, we bounced back and won at Clemson right after that. And I tore the stat sheet up at practice the next day. That's one we didn't dwell on very much.
Middle of the room.
Tim Priester from Irish Illustrated. Demetrius, as Coach Brey said, you came out very aggressively. What got you in that frame of mind? I mean, your body language indicated that you were ready to attack at the start of the game.
Just trying to set the tone for my team. I knew we needed to get out to a great start. And so I just wanted to help motivate our team and play as hard as I can for these seniors and this group of guys. And that's what we did tonight. And, the great first half gave us a little bit of a cushion in the second half.
Far left.
Yeah, Kip Coons for the Raleigh News and Observer. Mike, when you were at Duke as an assistant, do you remember Mike ever playing any zone, and have you said anything to him about backing off his man-to-man?
No, I haven't teased him. I will on the road when I see him in April. No, they play that 12, which is that kind of 1-2-2 matchup. They were in it a bunch tonight. They're extending it a little bit. But, that was something, Mike had in the arsenal while I was there. And I think one year maybe played it a little more than usual. But that 1-2-2 matchup, and of course they've shown 2-3 as well. But it's helped them. It keeps their offensive guys fresh, keeps Okafor around the basket, and he doesn't have to mess around with ball screens. So it's been effective for him.
Back in middle again.
And Pat, just to follow up, you came out really smoking in the first half, shooting, obviously very confident. Second half, Coach Brey had to sit you down there for a second. What was your mindset at that moment?
Just trying to, do the best I can to help the team win. I think obviously, the second half wasn't, my best performance, but, the first half helped get us that cushion. I think, it's not something I can think too much about. I think maybe it's something that, I can stop being on my heels just because I miss a shot here and there. But, for the most part, you got to give credit to my teammates for picking me up in the second half. I think they did, a fabulous job of, not only picking me up on the court, but also, getting on me a little bit to let me know there's other ways I can affect the game besides shooting. And I think Demetrius especially, has really grown in that category and, got on me when I came out the game, and I was back in the game trying to do whatever I could to help us, maintain the lead and recover it when we dropped it.
Back right.
Coach, there's a fun piece of trivia that says you're the only former Coach K assistant qualified to write how to beat Coach K. Is that merely trivia? Is there anything meaningful in that? Do you have fun with it at all?
I think that's something that they just talk about at Gene Devine's bar in downtown Durham over a couple beers. When I said this about when we've had success against Duke, it was like when I got to Notre Dame, when we could beat Syracuse and we could beat Georgetown, those were program endorsing wins as we were trying to build a program. And the same thing this year for us to beat Duke and to beat North Carolina. That makes us look like we belong in this league. Yeah, I had a great 8 years there. Mike and I get together when we're on the road recruiting and talk about it a lot. But again, it's a thrill for me to come out in the semifinals tomorrow night with our program again and these other 3 programs, and certainly to play Duke. It's a proud moment for us.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you.